Welcome back to the Realistic Cattle Ranch Challenge on Sunshine Forest. I'm BP, and it's time to get to work. We have a lot of grass work to do this morning, guys. I've been working on it off camera, trying to get ready for you. So far, we have the small grass field cut and baled, just grass bales, because those are going to go into our silage wrapper. And then we're going to have our large field. Man, that trigger is moving on that trailer on me. Our large field, we mowed, we tedded, and now we're windrowing, and then we're going to bale up for hay. So let's see if we can get there. We go. Got the trailer connected finally. You can see up there, there's the windrow going on the JCBs in the field getting some work done. Run over here and grab these bales. Interestingly, when we got the last round of silage out of the wrapper, we had 14 bales, and we have the same number today. Let's see what we got to do to get this up and running. Park, what about bale mode? Operating position B. All right, transporting position. We got to do some unloading here, get this thing reset. Okay, so operating position back to B. Great. Now we got all the bales set and ready to go. So anyways, I was saying we got 14 bales out of the wrapper for silage last time, and we still made 14 bales today, even after plowing the field, getting the rocks and rolling. So a little bit of an increased yield is what we should have expected. I don't know that 2.5% for rolling was going to be a big deal to begin with on this size field. Plus, you know, the rocks were removed because they were wearing on the equipment, and we don't want to have more damage to our equipment than necessary, just costing us money. So a small improvement on this field, maybe, you know, really more just for doing it the right way than anything else. A good looking setup there with that bale trailer and the Fiat. So let's drive over here, get these bales unloaded. We'll grab the Massey and we'll stuff the what am I looking for? Bale wrappers. So let's see. I think we want to put them right about, I mean, right in here, I would think, right? Or do we want to turn them a little bit? Have them more perpendicular to the direction we want to pick them up. Load them. All right, so let's see. Put those right there. Excellent. That's done. There's the JCB working on our final pass. I had the JCB work the center of the field first for windrowing, and then it goes around the outside and cleans it up. I did go around the outside of the field once with the windrower manually, just because when you ted the grass, it tends to fly a little bit beyond the edge of the field, and it doesn't get picked up, and we didn't want to lose any material. And we are tight in here. What is going on here? Why does this trailer get all crazy? Okay, we got it. We got a mess in the shed. We got to get cleaned up. Everything's getting bumped and turned and going the wrong way. So let's go ahead and get connected up. This pulled forward. Hey, you can even see even the step deck is crooked. I wonder if they were wandering when I was between episodes. Sometimes trailers have a habit of doing that, where they sort of get a mind of their own and move a little bit. That step deck should be definitely squared up. That front end is sticking out quite a bit. Maybe that's why. But there we go. Look at that. Pushed back over, maybe a little bit aggressively, but not a big deal. And then we'll come in here, attach this trailer, jump on out, get back over to... Yeah, I think we're caught at this point. Get back over to our bale trailer. And let's see if we can't get this in here nice and smooth and buttery. Perfect. All right. So we'll park this over here. I am going to set the JCB off on a worker to try to get a lot of the baling done. We'll have to go back and do some cleanup. There's just no doubt about it. But at least get a big chunk of the baling done. You guys can see our cabin. We've got some roof joists going in. We've got the structure for the roof here, which looks really good. We have our porch over here. The cabin is coming along nicely. It does require 3 bags of cement, which we don't have. I've already, in getting in this morning, gotten the cement bag production up and running. So that is good news for us, which we should have that by the end of the episode. So as usual, we can progress the cabin 1 stage every episode at least. That is the goal. So let's come down here with the JCB. Let's throw the windrower back into the shed. And then we'll grab the baler and send that out there. Like I said, it's probably, if it gets 80% of the grass, I'll be pretty happy. We just can't expect it to do a tremendous job. We don't have a windrower or a wide capture mower. But we can at least get the majority of it picked up, which will be helpful. And then I'll run back and get it all manually when we're done. But that'll give us an opportunity to go get the bale wrapper fired up and the Massey running and get that stuff in there. We did discuss, I think it was a couple episodes ago, that we probably at this stage don't need to make a whole lot more TMR, but we are a cattle ranch and, you know, we have to have TMR, so we have the fields. Worst case scenario, if we end up with just a bunch of extra silage, I think we just sell it. I don't think that's going to be a big deal either way, but I do think it's worth keeping things moving. So there we go, getting on the first row. Looking good. Let that guy work, and we will go do other things. So, time to get the Massey and get loaded up on the bales. Now, this guy, I feel like we need to move him down, don't we? I feel like he starts down here and we load him, and after the first couple of bales he like starts working his way down towards us, you know what I mean? I feel like we need to get him sort of squared up along the edge of the building. Okay, I mean, I think that's going to be as good as it's going to be. Leave that running, ready to go for us. Go grab the Massey. Might even still have the bale spikes on it from last time. Look how clean it is after we cleaned it up with our dual-wheeled Karcher power washer. What are we doing here, guys? I feel like we're not getting good steering out of this. There we go. Maybe the forks were down. All right. Got to remember, cannot steer at all at low speed. Turns on a dime. So we should have 14 bales. We'll get those loaded up and tossed into the wrapper. Not sure I put these where I wanted them as far as direction, but you know, we'll make it work. I think from the last time we did this, we can do 2 if I'm careful. And being careful is, you know, not always the case. So we'll see how this goes. Got the jiggle bales again. Not sure why our bales are so wild, but they are. So now we come over here, we drop this one and pull it off. Okay, that one went really well. There we go. wrapping. Things are going as planned. A little bit further forward. Pull that one off. Excellent. First two. Like we knew what we were doing here, guys. Don't tell anybody we don't know what we're doing, but we'll keep acting like it until someone figures us out. Alright, so grab from the back row. Can we get up over? Do we have enough reach? Looks like we're going to have enough reach. Swing these down in. Man, those bales are shaking. I don't remember him doing that earlier in this series. Feels like it's a new bale physics thing for us, but you know, whatever. Not a big deal. Cool. 4 of the 14 in, 10 to go. Process seems to be working well for us. Grab some off the bottom row next. So I do have some thoughts on the balance of the series. Probably worth having a quick conversation with you guys. We are starting to make some money, which is, you know, just great news. Exactly what we wanted to have happen, exactly what we needed to have happen. All good things. We are debt-free. We have 247 cows as of last episode, and we're making $50,000 to $65,000 a month with our BGA sales, a little bit of money from the greenhouses that are just running in the background. Selling some cows, maybe even a little bit more when we sell some cows, depends on how many, obviously. But we've got to get to $4 million, and I think that's going to take a long time at $50,000 a month. So looking at ways to increase the profitability of our cattle ranch, and I've considered a lot of different things, and I don't want to just get into productions or other things to make money. I want to still stay cattle focused. So I think what we really should end up doing here is making a big push on cattle. Just getting a lot more cattle. And that may require us to change our setup a little bit. I like our setup with the igloos, the birthing barn, the breeding barn, the bullpen. We've got sort of the what I call the recycle bin now for the cows that we're selling. You know, we have a good setup. Teen Town, I guess I missed in there as well. And we may have to change that if we go to a lot more cows. If we get to 500, 750 cows, you know, I'm not sure that calf huts are going to be a viable option at that level. It would be just lots and lots of work. But I think we need to push to do it. I think if we get to the point where we're selling more cattle every day, we're getting more products from the cattle, the milk, the buffalo milk, we're turning into cheese and buffalo mozzarella. You know, I think that's what's going to push us. The BGA is great. Certainly more, you know, more slurry, more manure is not going to hurt us. It also isn't, I don't think, going to make us millionaires at the BGA. So I think it's worth doing that. And to that end, I have a couple plans for today that I want to push through and get a couple, maybe one, maybe two pieces of equipment that might help us make these changes and get set up for the final phase of the cattle ranch. So that's what we're going to be working on today. We have our systems in place. We're producing a good amount of hay. We're producing a good amount of silage and therefore TMR. We do really need to be doing a lot more straw. We may end up getting into corn. I've been debating because we can do corn silage, which would be helpful, but it doesn't give us any more straw. We could do regular corn to get straw. We could just do more more wheat or barley or oats or something else to give us straw as well. But we're at the point where we're buying a decent amount of straw every year. And I don't think it's an expense that is breaking the bank, but just more of, not at a point where we are truly self-sufficient and really have what we need for our cattle. So making some of those changes, but I do think overall the big change has to be just a lot more cattle. So look at this, guys. May have nailed this. We look like pros with this bale wrapper. Cool. 14 bales in successfully. Had a good talk while we did it. Hopefully the JCB is making short work of those hay bales. It certainly looks like he's up there working. Maybe he might be caught on a bale. It's always the challenge with having the workers do any kind of baling. They tend to get a bit stuck here and there. So drop the bale spear, turn that off. All right, let's run over here. First and foremost, let's get the wrapper closed so that can start fermenting. I never remember how to do that. We're going to have to look at the controls. Fold the bale wrapper. Unload bales. Got it. And look at that. That is a nice looking wrap of bales. Bale wrapper comes out just to the front of the building. I think we timed and spaced that just about perfectly, guys. That looks really good. We'll let those ferment. Cool. Oh boy. Whole thing where we get out and super strength grabs a piece of equipment. I don't understand why that happens, but we can fix it. Not the end of the world. All right, so yep, based on the front end of the JCB, I think we have we've high centered ourselves on something. Let's see. What are we stuck on here, guys? Is there a bale underneath you? Doesn't look like it. Doesn't appear to be moving very much either. Huh. I don't have any idea what that's about, guys. So, let's just take over manually. Knew we were going to have to do this at some point anyways, so may as well start that now. This John Deere baler does have a very nice pickup width. Not too wide, not like a cheaty where you get into some of those things that have 50-meter working widths. But it just gets the row picked up, which is nice. Not something I enjoy is having to be absolutely spot on, perfect with the baler to make sure you get every bit of the row. Now here I am saying that, and then I'm missing a bunch, but that's me driving fast and poorly, not the baler. So let's go around the outside, grab as much grass as we can. We'll probably run a couple passes up and through the middle, grab some of the bigger chunks that were missed or couldn't get picked up because we were moving too fast. All right, this is going well. Square baler does just produce bales at an absolutely tremendous rate when you've got a big windrower like we do. Just absolutely spitting out bales. So grab this. I think we'll use the step deck to collect all these bales when we're done. We're going to have more than our little bale trailer could probably realistically handle. And I am so excited for that cabin. Every time I drive up here, I see that cabin. I am excited to have that finished. I think the placement's going to be great. Got a great view overlooking the farm. Nice big place to live. Getting comfortable. Getting ahead a little bit in life on the ranch. It's okay to have a couple of nice things here and there. So let's go down this row. Grab all of this. Really, I mean, we're at the point where we're probably going to get one more bale out of this field just by getting some scraps. Maybe not even a full bale, but I do like to try to get as much as we can. You can leave it on the field and it'll be there for next time, but I don't think that's the way we want to That's not the kind of quality we're looking for here on the Realistic Cattle Ranch. Grab this little strip. Gotta push this bale a little bit out of the way. Have this nice little bit going down this row. This is where the end of the windrow was. Didn't quite connect and get all of it up, so I always have just a little bit coming through here. This is a pretty significant strip. That's worth picking up. And guys, I don't even think we got a full bale out of this. We'll hit the top of the field real quick. I missed that spot twice. We're going to have to get it this time. It keeps popping up right when I'm on top of it, so I can't see it coming in. There we go. Yeah, we're at 84% of a bale. I don't see us getting another 16%. Just trying to cruise through here. I mean, really, honestly, the JCB did a really good job. Got the ups and the downs. Can't really complain about that. Go ahead and unload all of our bales. Get folded up. Come on, little bale, jump out. Okay. And then, of course, I run over one not paying attention. So that was a good baling session. We've got silage going. We've got a bunch of hay. I will grab the TLX and get the step deck and get all these bales picked up. And I will come back with you guys when that's done and give you a full report on how many bales we got out of here and what we're putting in the shed. So I will see you guys in a minute. Grabbing the last couple of bales, guys. We had 31 bales on the first load, and we are almost done snagging these. So let's see, 4 on the front, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16, 20 total bales on this load. So we are at 51 bales off this field. That is, I mean, we're going to go through a lot of hay, but that is a lot of hay to get off that field. I am so pleased with the size of that field for what we're doing right now. So, heading on over. Let's check our supply while we're here. We have, let's see, 69 square hay bales. We've got at least 1 or 2 in there that are partial bales, no big deal, but 69 full bales that are each 8,000 liters. So that is a ton of hay. So let's see, that's going to be like 550,000 liters of hay, ballpark, a little about 500,000 liters of hay. So that is really good news. You can see that manure pit over there is fairly empty. I did run 2 rounds up to the BGA. We only had enough slurry for 1 round, but had quite a bit of manure on the property. So took a second round up there. We put 90,000 liters of manure into the BGA this morning. There is no way we make this corner. We cut that way too sharp. Let's see about getting swung out here. And now we've made a mess of it. Hit the other trailer, stuck in the corner. All right. We talked about this before. Big equipment, little ranch can be a bit of a challenge, but we'll get it in there. Just got to set ourselves up better when we go to back this stuff in. So here we go. Okay. Squeezing the step deck in along the side. Done and done. Good news. So, next step. We talked while we were wrapping the bales about getting back into purchasing cattle. I think, as we discussed, I think we'll have enough cattle by the time we get the money. I don't think that'll be a problem. But I think cattle are going to be our main way to get the money. So we need to make that a priority. So in that vein, did a little bit of internet shopping last night. Looked around and got with the dealer, and they have a new cattle trailer that I think is going to be a much better fit for what we're going to try to be doing than what we currently have. Like the current trailer we have has served us well. The International pulls it well, but 9 cattle, as someone pointed out in one of the comments, you know, is the capacity. And that's fine for that trailer, but it's not enough for what we're trying to do here on the ranch and trying to get into some big money. So we're going to spend a little bit of money today with the intention of it making us more money in the future. So let's get pulled into the shop here and get going. I do wonder... Oh, I cut through the BG out of habit, guys. Didn't even... Just took the left there, didn't even think about it. I did do some more research on what's going on with the sale, and I have it fixed. I'm just not sure if it kicked over yet. Now, so the sale stuff hasn't kicked over yet, but it will. Tomorrow it will be fixed, and it will be fine. So heading down to the animal transport category. Guys, we are looking at the EBY 40-foot punch tri-axle trailer here. This thing, as you can see, we'll go back out and look at it. 32 cows it'll hold. It is a big boy trailer. Look at the tire options real quick, like in the silver. Farm tags, that's license plate. Porch light. We got a couple of options here. There we go. Sort of liking this cattle one here on the front. Yes to chicken lights. Definitely want the dirty realistic floor on it. This is a cool looking trailer. $55,000. That is coming with us. We're going to go grab that and get our first load of cattle under our new plan and head back to the farm. My plan is to buy 15 to 20 cattle a day. We do have to run back up here and get some cattle sold. So that'll certainly help fund this a little bit, and we'll be able to sell the old trailer. I don't think it's only worth 15 or 20,000, but ooh, hold on. We have the TLX here, so we have. There we go. I was gonna say we can hook up all over the place, but we want to hook that up on the back, not on the bumper. So coming in here, let's take a look-see and see what kind of cattle we are looking at here. So we need high quality animals. The ideal animal would be like 10 or 11 months old of high quality and able to be, we can put it into the breeding pen fairly quickly. Here we go. I mean, this one's good. 11 months. It'll be ready next month. And not very many good animals here. Okay, 17 months. That one can go right in. Oh, that's a bull. We don't want a bull. That's not going to help us. Okay, this one's 12 months, can go right in. I don't want to water down our herd by just grabbing any old animal. So buy selected, we're buying 2 animals. Let's jump in and see if we can't get these settings adjusted a little bit. Welcome back, guys. I did decide to cut out the rest of the purchasing of the animals. I had to keep refreshing the realistic livestock mod. Even though we were up to 200 animals, we just weren't getting that many, and I had to go through 5 or 6 times. So didn't want to have you guys there for all the back and forth. But we do have 32 really, really nice animals, and almost all of them, I think there's 1 or 2 maybe that won't, but almost all of them are going right into the breeding barn. They're either ready to go in now, or they're going to age up overnight or in the next month or so. So really a good pickup. It is going to be an investment. We did spend about $50,000 getting these animals, and we're not going to see that money back right away. It's definitely going to be a bit of a lag before we see the investment return to us in the form of calves and milk. Certainly we'll get some slurry and some manure out of them, which can go to the BGA, but it is definitely going to be a bit of time. But that's fine. Once it ramps up, I think it's going to be a big deal. So 1 month old not going in, 7 can go in. Anything that is going to be close to being ready to go into this pen, we're going to put in right away and just get them in there and get them going. So 32 animals being added to the farm tonight. We had 247. I think we had 12 calves born overnight, plus another 32. So we're adding 44. So we're at like 291 animals, which is great news. I did also notice on our way back from the store that our cement bags are ready for the cabin. So once we get these 3 put into a pen, we will run up there with the International and grab that stuff. I'm not sure which pen we're going to have space for. 5, 5, 5, 5. Oh boy. Let's see what we got here. 5, 5. Guys, we might be a bit full. Okay. Well, I guess those. You want to know where we can put them? I know where we can put them. We'll put them with a bunch of caring mothers. We'll get them in the birthing barn, and I'll transfer them out when we have more space. So, question is, can I get this trailer kicked over successfully and into the barn? That is going to be tight. Okay, let's get squared up a little bit here. There we go. Perfect. You guys can go in with a bunch of moms that'll help take care of you. So they are in there and good to go. So 32 cows, calves added to the farm today. Super excited. Gonna start ramping up our productions and our cow-related stuff. Getting this herd we have maxed out. I think we're probably going to pushing 500-ish animals before we get where we need to be with the money-making portion of all this. So let's hop out here, run and grab the International. While we're doing that, let's get this trailer sold here, guys. So we'll head in here. Nope, it's not even connected. So take a step back. Get it repaired, get it repainted, throw it up on Facebook Marketplace. Someone will give us $15,000 for it, and that is, we'll consider that gone and done. So from here, let's head over and grab our little new trailer. We will run up to the cement factory where we have some cement bags waiting for us that need to go to the cabin tonight to keep us on track with getting a stage done every month. I don't have any idea how many stages there are, guys. We could be looking at, you know, a year worth of building, 6 months. I don't know, but we're just going to keep going. It seems like we have to be getting close because we have the roof structure going in. How did you end up hitting on the far side, guy? That seems like silliness. But it does seem like the cabin is going to be done sooner rather than later, making lots and lots of progress. So I'm going to run up to the shop. I'll grab the cement bags, and I will bring you guys back in when we have those back at the farm, and we're wrapping up the episode, dropping off the bags at the cabin. We are pulling back onto the farm with our 4 pallets of cement. We only needed 3, but the factory made 4, so I figured we'd grab them. We're not going to sell them or anything, so may as well put them up at the production if they're needed. Just going to snake through the back here. Since we have the small truck and the small trailer, we can make it through all of our little roadways in the back of the farm. That's why I wanted to pick up this trailer so we weren't driving the TLX and the step deck back here. Just way too big to be going back and forth. So another episode wrapping up at the construction site, and there we go. They are all in. Let's get the International turned around. All right, here we go. So yep, everything is in there. They have all the things that they need, and they are working their way down. If this is any indication, it does look like we'll need about 4,500 more, or 4.5 more pallets of cement bags, 1 more pallet of planks, looks like 8 more pallets of wood beams, and 14 pallets of long planks, if the storage is accurate to what it's going to need long term. So that'll give us some indication of what we need to be looking for to get produced for next time. So, you know, that was a good episode. Glad we got back on track in regards to getting more cattle on the ranch and making more money. But really a fun little episode. I think that new trailer is going to be a lot of fun. Thank you so much for joining me today. Don't forget to drop a like and turn on notifications for more videos. Channel memberships are available if you'd like to support my content further, and channel members do get early access to upcoming videos. That's all for today, and I'll see you in the next one.